Hello, Infotech students. This is Mrs. Pancoke again. I'm going to walk you through Lesson 7, which is about working with themes, style sets, backgrounds, quick parts, and text boxes. Okay, so our skills that we're learning are formatting, creating, and customizing a theme, formatting a document using style sets, formatting a document's background, applying and manipulating text boxes, and inserting special characters. So this is kind of how we make our document fancy. You should have your hosting document open from your data files. And the first or second step here says on page 128 that on the Design tab in the Format group, we're going to click the Themes button. So click on the Design tab. In the Document Formatting group, I'm going to click on the Themes button. Okay. And I'm going to find the theme that says View. Okay, click the View theme. Notice that as I am scrolling through these that it kind of gives me a preview. Okay, so I want to click on the View theme. And I'm going to save the document changes to my lesson folder and my flash drive. So I'm going to, not my flash drive, but my regular folder. I'm going to click right there. Click back on Word. I'm going to make a new folder, name it Lesson 7. Double click, and I'm just going to save it as the same name. So this didn't give me, oh, I do need to save it as, sorry, skipped a step, hosting term. Okay, save it in my Lesson 7 folder. All right. On the Design tab in the Document Formatting group, I'm now going to click on Colors. Okay, the Colors menu contains predefined sets of formatting colors, each of which contains 4 text and background colors, 6 accent colors, and 2 hyperlink colors. You can customize these new colors and save them with a new name. At the bottom of the Colors menu, we're going to click the Customize Colors button. The Create New Theme Colors box opens similar to this picture. Okay. Take note, throughout this chapter, you see information that appears within brackets, such as your email address. The information contained in the brackets is intended to be directions for you rather than something you actually type word for word. It instructs you to perform an action or substitute text. Do not type the actual text that appears within the brackets. So, in the name box, replace custom 1 by typing corporate and then your initials. So my initials are LHP. Okay. And then it says click the Save button and the dialog box closes. You have defined a new custom theme color name based on default colors. So we're going to click the Colors button again, and then under the Custom section, should see that right here, you should see Corporate and then your initials. Right click on the theme color and we're going to click Edit. Okay. In the list of theme colors, click Accent 2 drop-down menu and it produces a menu. We're going to select Tan Text 2 darker 50%. Which is this one, okay? Tan text 2 darker 50%. So that's that one right there, okay? I'll show that to you again. This one right here, okay? Click the Save button. Okay, and it should have slightly changed our colors. Okay. And then we're going to save the document as hosting term 2. Okay, in my lesson 7 folder. Alrighty, I'm scrolling down. I'm going to create a customize a document font. So on the design tab in the document formatting group, I'm going to click on the fonts button to display the fonts menu. Okay, these are all some preset fonts. If you scroll over them, it shows you an example of what it looks like. We're going to click the Customize Fonts button, and then in the name box, we're going to type corporate fonts, and then your initials. Okay. Change the heading font to Arial. Okay, so you're going to have to, you can type in Arial to find it quicker. And then notice the preview of your font choices that appears in the sample pane have changed. Okay, save. So click the save dialog box. Okay, and it should have slightly changed that text. We're going to save as in my lesson 7 folder as hosting term 3. Okay, position the insertion point. I'm still on page 130, step number 1 right here. Position the insertion point anywhere in the document. Next, we're going to click the Effects button and select Glossy from the menu that appears. Which is right here. Okay, so I'm going to choose Glossy. Okay, so it just kind of changes the look of these shapes that I have. Okay, so my document should look something like this, what's similar in the picture right now. And we're going to File, Save As, Lesson 7, save it as hosting term 4. Okay. Next, we're going to apply a style set to the document. Okay, still using the same document. Hover the mouse over a few of the built-in style sets. Okay, that is going to be these. Okay, and we're going to click the More button and select the one that is called Lines Distinctive. Stylish. Lines Distinctive. It is this one right here. Okay, there is a picture here that kind of shows you what it looks like. Okay, so your document should look something similar to mine. File, Save As, and I'm going to click Lesson 7, save it as hosting term 5. Save. And then it says close the file. Okay. Which is confusing because then it says pause, leave the document open. All right, so I'm going to go back to hosting term 5. Okay, and it says click the Design tab. Okay, in the page backgrounds, in the Design tab, in the Page Backgrounds group, we're going to choose Page Color. And we're going to select the one that is white, background 1, darker 5%. It's kind of gives it a little bit of a gray tint. Okay, File, Save As, save it as hosting term 6. Save. Okay. All right. Now we're going to insert a watermark. Watermarks are displayed behind text such as the word confidential, draft, or urgent. Some documents might contain sensitive information, and the nature of the document status should be clearly conveyed on its pages using watermarks. So, in the page background group, we're going to click the button that says Watermarks. And we're going to choose Confidential 1. Notice now that I have this confidential word showing up on my document. We're going to save as in my Lesson 7 folder, Hosting Term 7. Okay. We're going to click the watermarks button again, and this time we're going to click on Custom Watermarks. Printed Watermarks dialog box appears. Select the Text Watermark option. And then we're going to choose Draft. In the font group, we're going to change it to Franklin Gothic Book. So I'm going to type it in and then click. In the font colors, we're going to choose dark red. Okay, and then we're going to click OK. The watermark is inserted on all pages. If you click Apply, the dialog box remains open and you can view your watermark in the document. When you click OK, the dialog box closes and you're back in the document screen. So it should look something like this. Okay. Go ahead and save as. We're going to save it as Hosting Term 8. Click Save. Next, we're going to insert an image as our watermark. So we're going to remove the page color background. And we're going to choose No Color. Then click the Watermark button and click on Custom Watermark. Okay. And we're going to select the Picture Watermark. Then clicking the Select Picture button. In the form of a file, we're going to click Browse. Go to your data files. And Lesson 7, we're going to put in Internet Search. Okay. Click Insert, and then we're going to click OK. All right, and now there should be a picture behind our pages. Okay. I'm going to click File, Save As, and I'm going to save this as Hosting Term 9. Save. Okay, we're going to remove a watermark now. So click the watermark button, and we're going to select Remove Watermark. Okay, it takes off our watermark, and then we're going to save as Lesson 7, save it as Hosting Term 10. Click Save. Okay, using quick parts in a document, building blocks. Okay, we're using the document that has been opened. On the Insert tab in the text group, we're going to click on the Quick Parts button, which is right here. Okay. So in the text group, quick parts. We're going to click on the drop down arrow and choose Building Blocks Organizer. Okay, to display the Building Blocks Organizer dialog box, click the name heading. That would be this one. So just click up here on name. To sort the building blocks by name, scroll down the list and select Confidential 1. Which I think is that one. If you want to make sure you can move it, you can click this up here to resize that. And we're going to click Insert. Okay. Position the insertion point at the beginning of the first page under Introduction. First paragraph. So I will click right here in front of this. Open the Building Blocks Organizer. This time I'm going to click the Gallery heading. And I'm going to scroll down and select Austin Quote. So I need to go down to quotes. All the way to the bottom. Right? Oh, sorry, in the text boxes. Okay, so here's my text boxes. I was almost right. We're going to click on Austin Quote right here, and we're going to click Insert. Okay, so I should have a box right there that looks something like this. Okay, under the heading, and okay, you can type text in the placeholders by dragging and dropping text in the areas. So under the heading Introduction, select the second paragraph beginning with questions or comments. So I'm going to highlight this paragraph. Then I'm going to move the selected text inside the quote area by dragging and dropping. So I'm just going to highlight it, then I'm going to click with my mouse, and I'm going to drag it up to this box, and I'm going to drop it in. Okay. Move the selected text inside the quote by dragging and dropping, then use the show hide editing marks to delete both the line break after the first paragraph under after introduction. Oh, okay. That's these. So I want to delete these. You have to have your show hide button on in order to delete these. So I'm going to delete that and delete that. Okay. Then it says select the text box and the layout options button appears on the right side of the text box. That would be this. Click the layouts option to open a menu. Okay, and then I'm going to click on See More. We're going to click on Text Wrapping, and I'm going to select Square and click Left Only option in the Wrap text section and click OK. Place your pointer on the text box border. The pointer changes to a four-sided arrow to allow you to drag and drop. Drag the quote to the end of the first paragraph. So I'm going to click on the edge to get my four-sided arrow, and I'm going to drag it down here to about this location. Okay. Press Control End to move your insertion point to the bottom of the document. We're going to open the Building Blocks Organizer again, so click the Insert tab, go to Building Blocks Organizer, and we're going to scroll down and select Motion Sidebar from the text box gallery. So I'm going to click on Gallery again, scroll down to Text Box, and I'm going to choose Motion Sidebar, which is right here. Okay, I'm going to click, make sure. Motion Sidebar, click Insert. Okay, there it is. The text box is inserted at the end of the document and positioned on the left side of the document. Your next step is to insert text into the text box. Select the paragraph above refusal, beginning with you, and so I'm going to flatland. So I'm going to select this paragraph, and do not select the paragraph mark. Oops, okay, so I need to make sure I don't select that paragraph mark right there. So I'm going to stop right there, okay? If you do select the paragraph mark, it will avoid displaying the horizontal line in the text box twice. Change the font color to white so that the text will be visible on the sidebar. So I'm going to select my font color and I'm going to change it to white. Okay, and then I'm going to drag it and drop it in the text box. Okay, drag and drop it into the text box. Whoops, you know what I did? Accidentally selected the line above. Okay, so I'm going to try that again. If I make a mistake, I always just click the undo button. Okay, dragging, and I'm going to drop it into the text box so I can still see it. Okay, at the top of the text box, delete the sidebar title. So I'm going to highlight that and delete it. And then I'm going to save this as hosting term 11. Save. Okay, open the Building Blocks Organizer dialog box and select WISP. So I'm going to go to the Insert tab, Building Blocks Organizer once again. And in the gallery, I want to be in Cover Pages. I'm going to select the one that says WISP. It looks like this. And I'm going to click Insert. So it should be inserted as my first page. Type the following information in the placeholders. So for year, I'm just going to use that as the date. I'm going to type 2016. The document title, Flatland Hosting Company. Document subtitle, Guidelines and Agreements. Author name, A. Becker. And then remove the placeholder for company name. Oh, undo. Whoops. I just want to delete this. So I'm going to delete it. Okay, there we go. And then save it as hosting term 12. Save. Okay, and then it says to close the file. Okay, so it should look something like this up here. Okay, if that date happens to come in there, I guess you can try to delete it. So that says that. I don't know what happened to author here. There we go. Okay, save it once more, close out of that. I'll just hit save again. Okay, now it says open a new blank Word document. Okay, blank document. And it says to type the following signature block. Press Shift Enter to create line breaks between each line. All right, so I'm going to type this in. Now I need to hold down my Shift key and press Enter to get this line break. Shift Enter. And it says select all 3 lines of the signature block. And on the Insert tab in the text group, we're going to click on Quick Parts. And we're going to click Save Selection to Quick Parts Gallery. Okay, in the name, I'm going to type Sensini Signature. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Okay, and then make sure that the building blocks is selected to save in. So we want to make sure that says that. And then click Options, click the drop down arrow, and click Insert Content in its own paragraph. And we're going to click OK. Okay, you can edit the properties of any building block after its creation from the building blocks organizer. Select the building blocks and click Edit. You can change the gallery, category, or description of the building block and save it in a different template. Okay, now I'm going to close this document without saving my changes. Okay, closing out of that. I'm going to click Don't Save. And then right here, I do want to click Save. Okay. In the File Explorer, navigate to the username document. So you can click File Explorer, go to our Infotech, Word, Data Files, Lesson 7, and I want to open up, let's see, I want to open, I don't know if we can do this. Let's see. I'm going to try this and see if it works. We are going to skip the create and copy building blocks steps. Okay. So skip down to page 139, insert an equation. Okay, so we're going to open up Microsoft Word. And we're going to go to a blank document. And then we're going to go to Insert tab, open the Quick Parts menu, and click on Building Blocks Organizer. Okay. In the Equations gallery, so click Gallery and then go down to Equations. We're going to click on the expansion of sum. So if you can't see the names, you might want to drag the name out. And we're going to click on expansion of sum and click insert. So it inserts in these equations. Position the insertion point after the equation placeholder and press enter key twice. Create a blank line. Open the building blocks organizer. Under equations again, this time we're going to select area of a circle, click insert. Do the same thing, hit enter key twice. And once again, we're going to click on insert tab, building blocks organizer, go down to equations, and this time we're going to choose binomial theorem. Now, if I can't see it, I need to drag that out. Click insert, place the after the equation, press the enter key twice. And we're going to save the document as equations. Save it. Okay, and it says to close the file. I'm just going to go back to file here. And I'm going to choose, because I'm down here on page 140, I'm going to choose open. I'm going to browse to my files, open data files for lesson 7 called billing table. Click enable editing. I'm going to drag it over here. Okay. Position the insertion point in the last cell of the table. That would be this one. In the second column. Press the tab key and I now have a new row. Pressing the tab key advances the insertion point to the next cell. If you're in the last cell of the table, it inserts a row quickly without having to access the ribbon. Position the insertion point in the fifth column, in the first column of the fifth row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be right here. And we're going to type the word total. I'm going to hit the tab key. I should be in the next cell. And on the insert tab in the text group, I'm going to click quick parts again. This time I'm going to choose field. Okay, the field dialog box appears. The default equal formula is selected. Click the formula button and another dialog box appears. This is the same dialog box that is accessible from the Table Tools Layout tab. Word automatically reads the values listed above the formula and the sum above appears in the formula box. Change the number format by selecting the third option and then click OK. All right, so we should have a total. Place the insertion point on the blank line below the table and press the Enter key 3 times. type last updated in bold so I could highlight it and press Control B to bold it. Or I could go back to the Home tab and click bold that way also. And then I'm going to press the space bar once after the colon, and on the Insert tab in the text group, click Quick Parts, Field, and this time I'm going to click on Date and Time. So I'm going to just scroll down here. Date and time, which is this one right here. Okay. Oh, whoops. Under categories, I need to change it to date and time. Then click date. All right. And then in the dates format, we're going to select the day, month, year format. Day, month, year format, which is this one. Okay. These, the symbols D, MMM, YYY appears the date formats box. These symbols represent how the date will look in your document. Click the OK to close the dialog box, and you should see that on your document. Okay, it says to disable the show hide marks, and then save the document as billing update. Oops, I need to go to my Lesson 7 folder. And I'm going to change this to say billing update. Save. Leave the document open. So I guess that didn't need to be bolded. Okay. All right. So it says to get ready and open the hosting document from your data files for this lesson. Just want to make sure. Okay. So I'm going to click File Open, and I'm going to click on the hosting document. Okay. Position the insertion point after the first paragraph and after the introduction heading. On the Insert tab, in the text group, I'm going to click the text box button, and I'm going to choose the one that says Simple Text Box. Okay. Select the second paragraph beginning with questions, comments, okay, and drag and drop it into the text box. Click the Layout Options button. Layout Options button, and in the width text wrapping section, we're going to choose tight. Okay. Delete one of the line breaks after the first paragraph, so I need to turn this back on, and I'm just going to delete that line. Okay, press Control N to go to the end of my document. On step 9, on the Insert tab in the text group, click the text box button. Click the text box button, and I'm going to click on Draw Text Box. Okay, it says press and hold the left mouse button to draw the text box. I'm going to make sure I still have that selected. Okay. Press and hold the left mouse button to draw a text box in the blank lines below the last paragraph. So I'm going to draw a text box. Then it says use the size group to change the width and the height to be 2.22 wide and 0.95 height. And press enter. Okay. Select the first sentence under refusal and drag and drop it into the text box. Press Ctrl E to center the text in the text box, and then click the layout options button, and then with text wrapping we're going to choose top and bottom. Select the edge of the text box until you see the move arrow. Then move your text box to the right to center it horizontally. About to there. And we're going to save this document as my lesson 7 as hosting term 13. Save. Okay. Oops, looks like we have a duplicate step there. We're going to leave this document open. Okay, press Control End to make sure you're at the end of the document. Press Enter once after the last paragraph of the refusal service heading. And then type copyright flat land hosting 2016, all rights reserved. Place the insertion point after the T in copyright and press the space bar once. On the Insert tab in the Symbols group, we're going to click the Symbols button and then click More Symbols. And we're going to click Special Characters and select the one that says Copyright and click Insert. Oh, close. I just put 2 in, so I'm going to delete that one. It says to close the dialog box, which I already did, and then save it as hosting final. Okay, save, and we're done. Go ahead and turn your work in to Schoology. Have a great day.